So if you've been subscribed to my YouTube channel, you know I work on some motorcycles from time to time. And I got this bike here. This girl wants to come check it out tomorrow. The problem is I wasn't really quite done with this bike that fast. I was down on the list. I just started working on it. And she was interested in another bike I had for sale. I'm just kind of steered her away from that one. I'm like, you know what? I know I got the CB400. That's perfect for you. She's all about it. She wants to come see it tomorrow. Problem is I had it running on my lift. It idles great. Seemed to run fine, revs up fine under no load. Under load though, going down the street, we got a little hesitation in the mid-range. So it's misfiring a little bit down, up in the mid-range. So I got some of the Seafoam crap. I'm not a big fan of additives, I'll tell you off the bat. I'm not an additive person. I think they're mostly scams and useless crap. But this is like mostly like naphtha. This is like a cleaner, kerosene and alcohol in here. It's the main ingredients, really. I'm pretty sure. I sniffed it a little bit. I could tell it's like kerosene and alcohol mostly. But we're gonna put some of this in here and see what it does to the carburetors, clean the jets out. Now I've seen people, they put it right, they'll drain the fuel out of the float bowls and try to fill it straight up through the fuel hose into those float bowls. You can do that. I mean, I see their point. You're trying to get it 100% concentration in the float bowl to clean the jets and stuff. But I'm gonna try something a little bit different here. Let me show you. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. This gas tank's about out of gas anyways, real low. I'm gonna start the bike up, let it run, heat up, get the temperature. It's probably gonna run a little bit more gas out of it, which is good. And if your bike's full of gas, got a bunch of gas in it, best place to empty a gas tank is the fuel line right here off your petcock. There's one somewhere on your bike, I guarantee it. Disconnect that, and that's a great place to drain it from. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna dump this whole can of freaking Seafoam in the gas tank. Still gonna be some fuel in the float bowls, so the bike will start right up after I dump this whole can in there. It's gonna suck, and then it's gonna burn that gas off in the float bowls and suck all the Seafoam in there. It's gonna be high concentration of Seafoam in the float bowls, and let that sit a while. It's probably gonna stall out. I doubt it's gonna run on this. It might. I don't know. Whatever. If it does, I don't really want to run it too long on this crap. Mostly kerosene and alcohol. They tested it. So, but that's basically my plan here, and I think that's way easier because then afterwards I can just basically drain. I can just drain the gas tank out, drain this stuff right out of the gas tank, and probably reuse it too. Go put it right back in the can, right out of here. So after that, I'll put fresh gas in it. We will have Seafoam the bike. That is the plan. So let's do it. So just to make sure I'm not wasting any of the Seafoam here, I am going to actually go ahead and drain any remaining gas out of my tank here. So we're still going to have some gas in our float bowls, but oops, I screwed that up. Forgot to shut the petcock off before I pulled that off there. That's alright. It's on reserve too, so let any remaining gas come out of there. And some petcocks are actually vacuum operated, so, but a lot of them do have a prime setting too that will run gas through without the bike running. But there are some that don't, and they only run gas through with the bike running. So you might need to do something a little different if you have one of those. Alright, I emptied the rest of the gas out of the tank that was in there. It wasn't much, and put the fuel line back on. Now I'm gonna dump this whole thing in here. Like I said, I can probably recover most of this and reuse it. Alright. Let the Seafoamage begin. Seafoam hit it. So yeah, we didn't have a smoke show or nothing because it's quite concentrated in there, but Seafoam hit it there. And what I will have to do, I will actually have to drain the float bowls out and get fresh gas to them to actually get it started back up. So I'm gonna let that sit. But what I want to do, I want to clean the carbs out, so I'm gonna let that sit in there a while, and then I'll drain the stuff out. So I accidentally left the gas on the petcock on. It looks like we had a float valve that wasn't sealing properly, and overnight here, all the Seafoam, pretty much all of it probably leaked out onto the ground there from the carbs. So instead of trying to empty the rest of the Seafoam out of the tank through the fuel line, I'm just gonna crack open one of the float bowls and drain it down there. I'll put a pan down there, catch the rest of it, and that way we're actually running the Seafoam through the bowl, possibly doing a little more cleaning action. Let the rest of this drain out on this cardboard here. It shouldn't be too much left, really. Then we're gonna go ahead and put some gas up in it, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to actually do now, I'm just going to turn the petcock off here, and then I haven't closed the drains back up on those. I'm going to put some gas in it, and then crack that open real quick. Maybe flush a little gas through there in case there's still some Seafoam in there, just to make it start easier. Some gas in the tank here. Alright. I'm just going to crack this open and let a little gas out. Flush a little gas through there. Alright. Now that we did that, it should start right up. So that Seafoam stuff helped a little bit with the hesitation, not a whole lot, not a big 100% improvement, but it didn't help a little bit. So what can I say about that? I had to pull the carbs off still though and clean them out with carb cleaner and compressed air like I normally would anyways. And that sucked, but I knocked it out in about under an hour. Knocked it out really fast because I had to drop the bike off this morning. So I got that taken care of. But if I were to say to you, if you got a bike with a little hesitation, give it a shot. $6 for a can of that stuff. So what do you got to lose? In its defense, I didn't mix any in with the gas and run it like that for a while, which that's when you see people blowing the white smoke everywhere. We're seafoaming our shit is what is what they're doing. Or they're burning coolant now if it's in their car. It's either white smoke, it's either seafoam or it's coolant if it's white smoke. But give it a shot on your bike if you got a little hesitation. That's all I really got to say about that. And if not, you're going to be pulling your carbs off like I did anyways. So, I mean, would I try this again? Would I probably use this in the future? No, probably not, to be honest, because the right way to do it is to pull the carbs off and clean them out that way manually. And I normally have the time to do that. I was trying to cut corners with this because I was in a time crunch and tried it. Helped a little bit. You know, I'm not going to leave that out in its defense. It helped a little bit, but not 100%. So probably wouldn't even try it again if it's me, because I just pull them off anyways and clean them. But for you, if you have a little hesitation on your bike, it's worth the shot. Like I said, I mean, do what I showed you to do. Run some mixed in with your gas. That might help more, especially if your problem's not that bad. I'm sure it could help. So that's all I really have to say about Seafoam.